As more states legalize recreational marijuana use, another part of the cannabis plant has found a market niche. CBD, short for cannabidiol, is a molecule that can be derived from hemp or cannabis. Since it doesn't contain THC, it won't get you high. CBD has become a trendy ingredient in wellness products because of its purported therapeutic benefits. It can even be found in dog treats to help with canine anxiety.
I wanted to put this into a format that I thought could be mainstream, and I thought beverage would be the best format for that.
Jonathan Eppers is the founder of Vybes, a company that makes CBD drinks that are sold in nearly 250 U.S. grocery stores, coffee shops, restaurants, and hotels. Eppers launched his Los Angeles-based company in 2017 after using CBD oils to treat his own anxiety. But the products he sells are illegal in California.
I really didn't think too much about the regulations around CBD because CBD oil was being sold in grocery stores here in LA, and it was kind of everywhere.
In January 2019, Eppers said officials from the California Department of Public Health showed up to one of his Los Angeles warehouses where they confiscated $140,000 worth of Vybes beverages.
The other thing that really was tough about it is when the inspectors went into the warehouse, they asked the warehouse to turn over all the shipping logs. And they used that information then to go after our co-packer up in Northern California. And so for basically 2 months, we haven't been able to sell Vybes, which is costing us hundreds of thousands of dollars.
California is just one of many states where CBD sales are legally murky. The law clearly allows for the sale of cannabis-derived CBD products, but items that contain the hemp version of the molecule are prohibited.
The Department of Public Health here is of the view that CBD can't be put in foods, beverages, animal foods, you name it, basically many different kinds of commercial products in this state.
Griffin Thorne, a cannabis lawyer with Harris Bricken, says California's stance is part of a larger trend.
But it is kind of interesting that you have marijuana, which is still federally illegal, and there's a path towards sales for companies that want to actually make and sell marijuana products, whereas CBD is derived from a plant that's no longer federally illegal, but there are a ton of roadblocks and there's zero clarity on how to do it for many products.
Just months after Eppers launched his company, the California Department of Public Health adopted the Food and Drug Administration's stance on CBD and declared that products containing the compound could not be sold by unlicensed retailers, further complicating the regulatory landscape.
I was confused because CBD had been sold in California for several years. It was only getting bigger, and all of a sudden they were coming out saying that we couldn't put this in food and beverages, so it was like, well, what changed? It's a strange phenomenon when you can go down the street in LA and there's a cannabis store on every corner selling weed, or cross the street and buy alcohol and get drunk and drive a car, but you can't drink, CBD.
Like many CBD entrepreneurs, Eppers continued selling his product while requesting that the state provide legal clarification. His pleas have gone unanswered. Eppers was hopeful that the passage of the 2018 U.S. Farm Bill, removing hemp from the controlled substances list, would establish that his products are fully legal. That wasn't the case.
It wasn't until after the Farm Bill passed that California became a lot more aggressive and actually going after companies here in California that were producing CBD products.
It's just still kind of the layovers from Prohibition.
Kenny Morrison, a cannabis industry veteran who runs VCC Brands and serves as president of the California Cannabis Manufacturers Association, sees parallels between today's CBD market and the early days of recreational marijuana.
The retail model of cannabis being sold at a storefront, in order for that to become accepted and commonplace, people had to sort of break the law or interpret the law in a new way in order to make it happen. And we're seeing that with CBD as well. So it's kind of ironic that now cannabis is super regulated and CBD still isn't, yet cannabis paved the way for CBD.
With consumer sales of CBD products projected to top $2 billion by 2020, lawmakers in several states, including California, are pushing for bipartisan legislation that would legalize the use of CBD in food, beverage, and cosmetic products.
What's happened with the state kind of clamping down on this and going after it is it's really brought the industry together. Now we've got the politicians in California involved, and they're very tuned into this. Fortunately, there's a lot of support for the bill.
California's CBD bill is currently making its way through the State House, a move Eppers and others hope will clean up the regulatory mess left over from Prohibition.